Yeah. Welcome to Change Your Life, host. Happy Thursday. I'm sorry. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Tonight we'll be discussing what is the right path to steer your kids in, because I know a lot of there are a lot of parents out there, potential parents, hope to be soon parents out there. They see all the time. I think all the times about raising their kids, having children, raising their kids, and put them in the right direction. And a lot of times, depending on how things go, you determine if it's good or bad. You really don't know what's the right or the wrong way to do it.
That's right.
Should I send them to college? Should I send them off to the military?
If they get a job.
Yeah, should I just have them get a job? You know what I'm saying? Or should I just let them stay up under me and breastfeed them forever?
Right.
So that's the thing. I think a lot of times, a lot of people don't really take consideration. So I want to have an open discussion tonight. Again, we're discussing what is the best path to steer your kids in. Before I get started, we'll say what's up to my awesome producers, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? We got Thursday.
Hey man. Hey, best day of the week, baby. Best day of the week.
That's right.
Also, we'll say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Reek?
That's right.
Hey, you and again tonight, the show is Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. Where we talk about motivation, personal development, parenting, professional. I just said professional development. Hey, y'all give me a week, so I'll be doing a lot of short dollars.
A lot of short dollars. You've been on them videos every day, ain't you?
But what they say, we call it, like I said, motivation, personal development, professional development, parenting, a lot of great advice, life advice and stuff. We have over 400 videos on Change Your Lives. We're streaming live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Like I said, we got over 400 videos on the channel, a lot of great information, cover a lot of great topics. So make sure the main platform is the YouTube channel for Change Your Lives. So regardless of what you're looking at right now, make sure you make your way to Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Bird, on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and take advantage of all the great information we have there. As you like rehash the previous week, this past Sunday, I want to let you guys know I will be a new grandpa. Big shout out to my oldest son, Torian, and his girlfriend, Tati. I'm having me a granddaughter. We ain't got, I think they still figuring out what the name's going to be. So, Deonte's going to be a granddaddy, so I'm pretty excited about that.
You're going to get sucking in there, buying everything. The little granddaughter going to be smiling up at you.
I got a cover.
After having all them boys, you ain't going to know how to act.
It's all G. I look forward to it, man. I look forward to it. We also wrapped up. Me and my kids went on several college tours.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Me, Chris, and PJ. I got one. PJ finished junior college in December, and Chris finished in graduate high school next May. So we went to Valdosta State, went to Georgia State, and we just went to SCAD on Monday. So it's pretty cool, pretty good experience. Me being a Georgia State alum, I hadn't been in the school in over 20 years. So it's pretty cool to see how the school has changed.
Had to change a lot?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, man, come on. Just the size alone. I mean, it was still a commuter school when I went there. Just adults going there at night. Some people going there day, but it's totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
Oh, okay.
Totally different. And much bigger, much more. Yeah, it's totally different. But it was real cool to go see, to see that, even share that with the boys to go. Also remind you guys, my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar. We got the course, how to start your own tax business, live and running. So make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. We got the links for that in the videos as well. So make sure you check that out. Take advantage of that course. And feel free to reach out to me. In all the videos for YouTube and Facebook, all my contact information, from phone numbers, all the phone numbers, social media, contact information, everything is on there. So make sure you go there and take advantage of it. Now, going back to tonight's show, what is the best path? What are the best paths to steer your kids in? You're talking about college, you're talking about job, you're talking about military. what would be the best way? And see, the reason why I want to talk about this because a lot of parents um, come upon these little crossroads. Because right now I see me, I'm also coincidentally like coach youth football
Uh-huh.
for 20 years. I've had two kids graduate high school, and I see a lot of parents going into them senior years, and they like, okay, we're ready to get these scholarships. We're ready gonna, start maybe get, they can be for athletics, academics, some, maybe figuring out, listen to their kids, asking them what they want to do. Some just have no damn clue whatsoever. Some just hoping their kids can just damn get up in the morning and get their ass to school. You know, whatever, whichever one you fall into, raise your hand. But with that said, I want to have a discussion tonight, and I really want you guys to make sure on all the different platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or Twitter, YouTube, feel free to comment and join in the discussion. But I want to have that discussion with everybody. What would be, what is the best path to do it? Um, what I always remember, just going back when I was a kid, my grandma used to always tell me all the time. He'll say like, college ain't for everybody, college for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I would
Mm-hmm.
hear her say that when you say, y'all see, and keep in mind, I'm the first one in my family
Mm-hmm.
to go to college.
Right.
Just go to college. You turn around and spend it, not only go to college but get several degrees. But I just remember as a kid hearing grandmama say that, and people agreeing, yeah, that's it. But then you, as you get older in life
Right.
and you get exposed to different things, you get your own way of thinking and stuff like that. What's up, cousin? My cousin Robert, China Man, Team Brady. What's up? Robert said he love that shirt. Appreciate that, cuz. Love you, boy. But we all go down those pathways. Like, okay, this is the best. You know, what will be the best way for me in life? What will be the best way for my children?
Mm-hmm.
So I look back at that when I was just wondering sometimes, like, was my grandmama saying that because she had no experience with college? Because a lot of times we kind of gravitate the way we are with things.
Okay.
You might say, because sometimes the people will say, um, I wouldn't even start my own because if you've been working at your job 20 years and you cool with it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you may have uh, fears or any kind of hangups with starting your own business or going out doing it. No matter if everything in your life is telling you to do it, your family, your mind, everything's telling you to do it. For some reason, you're saying, I want to start my own business. Business is closed less than, all left and right. Only 2% of small businesses, succeed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder now sometimes with my grandmama just saying that because um, that's what she knew.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
She never been, so she
yeah,
really don't
yeah,
know
oh yeah, exactly.
how the
So
experience is.
exactly, and so
Right. Right.
sometimes and that could be her way of maybe not knowing. I don't think it's the issue of hating,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just sometimes people push certain things away.
The way that
Kind of
they
like
think.
exactly, kind of like when I went in the army. Um, that was kind of like the time when Minister Society and all that was coming out.
Okay.
And I remember one of the guy, I think that Minister Society, I think that was Minister. But in one line, the brother said, place for a black man and a white man army.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
so I remember when I was in the military, sometimes I come back home, some of my buddies played at ball at Mars Brown.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to a guy, what's up? Yeah, man, all us played high school ball together. And one brother, like, he was at Mars Brown, and he was just like, yeah, man, ain't no place for a black man in the army.
Right.
Like, damn, bro. You know,
I got on
yeah, but I ain't have my uniform. No, he was just saying that
Okay.
as a slight.
Okay.
He was in college and I'm in the army.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't tripping because I'm the one with a card and pocket full of money.
Right.
And I seen all them in there eating ramen.
And I'm gonna get the military to pay
Shit.
for my
Well,
college.
but as a kid, that was just the things you hear.
Right.
So when we start looking at, one thing with us that we get children, you don't really get a blueprint with your kids, right? You sit
Mm-hmm.
there and say, like, hey, man, hopefully you're doing the right thing. But a lot of time, our decision making is based off what we know, what we've experienced,
Right.
or who we maybe can reach out to and get advice from.
And what they know and what they experience.
Exactly. So that's why I want to have that conversation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is the best? What is the path to steer your kids in? Because a lot of parents are kind of hitting on crossroads, especially at your graduation time.
Mm-hmm.
Should I push this kid to go to college? Should I just go and tell him get a job? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What
Right.
will be the thing? What will be the reasoning behind it?
Right.
You know, just to do that. Why would that? And I think a lot of times people don't have those discussions like we have it now to kind of help each other with that,
Right.
because a lot of times, oh, we start this stuff, these sticks going out.
Let me turn that
No,
fan.
yeah, I think that's the fan lab,
I got
because I was cussing out the sticks and out in my
you.
backyard that you were
I
going
think it's the fan.
and everything. I don't need them if you don't. Um, a lot of times when we talk to the people that are close to us, we kind of want get information, get advice, and things like that. And it doesn't make people wrong about it, but we really don't, for whatever reason, want to be private. We don't want to sound stupid. We don't want to probably hear things we want to hear. We don't really want to bring up what we did with our kids. Makes sense. You might have that one or two people with doing it, but we really don't share a lot of information. I guess I'm kind of like on the opposite side of it. I like to bounce out stuff with people to kind of get different opinions and ideas of, because I may be looking at it from a certain perspective, but Lab got a different vantage point.
Mhm.
They can kind of give me some ideas on, and that's why I want to have that discussion tonight. And um, when we look at it, I truly believe that most parents want the best for their kids.
That's true.
They want the kids to be successful. They want to be happy. Like the movie Pursuit of Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is the American Forefather of Liberty? Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit happiness. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm bugging it up. But in general, most of us want our kids to have the best. Want them to
Mm-hmm.
be best. Want them to grow up, have family, kids, be independent, do well for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's typically what we all want for that. The thing of it is that what as a parent, we don't anticipate that this kid is gonna get a brain, and that this
That's
kid
the
is gonna
kicker
have,
right
yeah,
there.
this
That's the
kid is
kicker.
gonna, because we know the younger they are, with the more control we got, and as they grow and get more and more exposed to the world, it's less. We have less control
Mm-hmm.
of them or how the world handles them. Right?
Okay.
Kid get caught stealing, you go pick them up, pop them on the hand. Grown, your adult child gets caught stealing, they go to jail. Ain't nothing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those kind of things, depending on how a parent holds their child accountable or teaches them from the situation, determines a lot.
Right.
And then we start going down the path of life because, again, everybody got different ideas of what they want to do with their children. As regards, hey, I want
Everybody has what they want you to do with your
shit.
children.
That's a whole nother damn show. Whole nother damn show. But when we are thinking about things with our children, we a lot of times kind of set stuff up so damn early
Hmm.
that we don't anticipate again that growth of our child.
Well, let me ask you a question on that. Do we set it up in our mind early, like when we had a child, like, okay, when he get out of high school, he gonna go play ball, he gonna do this, so we start gearing them towards that early in the young age. We gonna he gonna do this, he gonna get a scholarship, he gonna go to, you know, UCLA, blah blah blah. We start setting this stuff in our mind. So that's what we want to do, not knowing the value is going to be what the kids out, what the kids going to be thinking about when he gets a certain age. But
Good,
we already got it in our mind set that way.
good question. Good
Right.
question, and it's several things. It's several things because to lab point, you can start from the exposure of the parent.
Mm-hmm.
What they know, what they've seen, or what they're familiar with. I see so many people put so much into just the athletics,
Right.
put all this money in the trainers and all that stuff. It's like the dad ain't realize, hey, bro, you 5'2".
Right.
Now, when they're 8 or 9, it ain't no big deal. But when they get something called puberty,
Right. And they
the,
don't sprout out.
mm, and the little boy that 8 or 9 can't really walk,
Right.
but his daddy about 6'8", and now he done grown into his body and can move it a little bit. Well, your kid was scoring all the touchdown in Little League,
Right.
but the other boy done grew up and stuff like that, and he's nowhere near still the
Right.
athlete your child is. But I remember one college recruiter telling me when my son was going to school, two things they can't control, that you can't control: speed and size.
Right.
So if you fast or you big, they can find a place for
For
you.
you, right.
So You with your little short man jeans, which ain't nothing wrong with us because some of us are very proud to have those.
Right.
But with that said, you still got these expectations of what you seen when you were little.
Uh-huh.
And so sometimes, as a parent, to that point, want to do people want to. I remember when Christopher, my 17-year-old, when he started pre-K. Now keep in mind, I done had two kids already that went through pre-K.
Uh-huh.
At that point, that's my third
So
son.
you're a pro at it by
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I'm at a pro at it. So I'm hearing these parents in pre-K. What if my child is more advanced? Or what did it say in there? And I remember that day, me and Chris was sitting there now. I said, "What your child not a color in the lines?" And woo, that sister gave me a look. Who the hell advanced in pre-K? Your kid know how to lift the toilet when they pee. Oh, what the hell? Is it a thing? Huh?
Your kid eat glue with the spoon instead
Yeah.
of the stick.
It's funny. Why the hell are you asking your child being advanced? Because you feel like, and you ain't damn smart. And your baby daddy ain't smart. You dumb, baby daddy dumb. So now, oh yeah, well he reads and he does this, that, and that. All right. Okay. Okay.
You know this pre-K, right?
I remember that. That lady gave me a look. I said, "What the hell?" And Chris was cutting up that damn day too. Damn, boy, my children. But a lot of it is just that parent exposure, where they been in life,
Uh-huh.
what they done, the people they know and stuff like that, where they work at and stuff, their education level. It does make a difference, because if if you may have been in college, may not be, and that's not saying a parent that didn't go to college is going to push college, but you just may not know actually what entails going there or whatever. You may have started, stopped. You may have had different experiences. One you parted too hard. Tuition came out about you, or whatever. Sometimes people have been successful at their jobs.
Uh-huh.
They went to work, started at UPS, and they've been there 15, 20 years, and now money's going good. And you don't need that. You can come work. I get your job at UPS. I get you on at the post office. You ain't got to do that. You go drive trucks with me and stuff. It's nothing wrong with that, but we're talking about, to your question, what molds the path that a lot of times that a parent does. Just to say, okay, this is what they have to do, and it just varies. It varies. I think a lot of it, though, really honestly, is just a familiarity standpoint, and like I said, the exposure with doing it. I'm in a funky spot with my four children. All four of them totally damn different.
Right.
One they got an athletic scholarship. One got a military academy scholarship. I really don't know with Christopher.
Right.
With one coming up. He's decent in track. He's decent in wrestling. Very bright kid, but I really don't know.
Right.
And so and this probably, it's been kind of funky for me because I really don't. And I usually go into a senior year with the other two. I went into it with an idea or somewhat playing. I don't know, so I'm really in a funky spot because I'm putting up damn near four possibles, and hopefully my thought process is by December I have, okay, this is probably the pathway we're gonna go.
You can fill it out.
Exactly. I hope.
Right.
That's my intention. And I've had that discussion with him. But to that point, and it may be something totally different with Will. So, but I do, to your question, I think a lot of different influences, that being life, exposure, mentors that the parent have will kind of be a determining factor in regards to how, somebody will decide how, like you just said, this joker here going, look how he three, but look how he throw that football.
Right.
Look how he do this. Look how he do that.
I think a lot of times we push our hopes and dreams onto our children, or we push what we see in them. And we always gonna see our children as the best. But you go back to that lady in pre-K saying a child was advanced. We always see our children a little bit more advanced, and then we start pushing on a little bit more than what they may be, and we start pushing our children to the path that we see. And then I guess the question comes on, we'll ask this later. No, we're not gonna ask it. We're gonna ask it later. We're gonna ask it. I'm not gonna even say it. But we start pushing them to what we see, our vision of who they are as a person.
But you know what, Lab?
Or what we think they're capable of.
Well, and that's a good point. But I will say this: I don't necessarily know if that's a bad thing, because sometimes I'm I'm a very, very self-driven person.
Mm-hmm.
Very self-driven person. I don't need no damn you go boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need no, be my rock and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this: if I had a little bit of this, a little bit of, hey, won't you do this, won't you do that, and this kind of stuff, because again, I do a lot of stuff on my own. But if I did have somebody
Mm-hmm.
tighten my damn screws up and everything like that, because again, my grandmama, granddad were cool. As long as I wasn't selling dope, getting in no trouble,
Right.
and I ain't brought no baby home, they were
You
cool.
were good.
They were cool, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's far, as they look.
Mm-hmm.
When I went into the military and not going to college, they were cool.
Mm-hmm.
With no disappointment or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they should, but that was cool. Go in there and retire, and you're set for life.
Mm-hmm.
That was their mindset
Right.
with that. So I don't necessarily know if it's something wrong with pushing your kids or seeing them in a certain direction, but I do think, with a certain pathway. Well, look, man, I want you to be a basketball player. I want to do this, that, and that. And if I see you doing certain things, we're doing it. The tricky part to me comes up being realistic.
Mm.
Like, look,
That's the
man,
hardest part, right?
there you go, there you go. And to I feel like it's hard as you damn make it.
Mm.
And why I say that is because the way you make it hard, because at the end of the day, you might feel that I can feel like I'm a premium tax guy.
Right.
I'm the best tax guy.
In
It is
right.
in Georgia,
Right.
and I'm charging X amount of dollars to do your taxes. If nobody is interested in paying it, I might got to reevaluate some stuff,
Reevaluate.
huh?
Am I the best tax guy?
You know,
No.
and
Is this the right
yeah,
price?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you feel like you super sexy and everybody, should want you the done one and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
but the women ain't coming on you, you might got to reevaluate it. And you see some of the women on TikTok and Instagram,
Mhm.
they land, what I'm saying, they 40 plus and they got their bras on and underwear. And I see some of the posts 50 well, 40 well. Now I see shit. Who the hell you asking?
I see 40 really,
Yeah.
really vividly.
Shit. I don't see 40, I see 62. That's hanging, that's sagging, that's wrinkled all up. I say this to say,
Right.
depending on the fanfare, a good point. You see how folks post their little dishes. Look what we having for dinner, yummy, and everybody like, shit.
That don't look tasty at all.
Hey, I just fed that my dog Snow.
I've seen those places. I'm like, why they put that up here?
What the hell? They cooked it, they took a crap. You don't know what the hell done happened. So I say that to say, a lot of times you'll have signals and signs to do that. Now, with that said, sometimes people don't see your vision. Sometimes people don't see it. King Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought that man was crazy.
Right.
But you see Venus and Serena, hey, this, that, and that. And so at the end of the day, you doing it. You can be on a certain path with your children.
Mm-hmm.
And your vision can be at a certain point. Because if a person's vision wasn't at a certain point and what they seen in their kids at a level, you wouldn't have had a Venus and Serena. Right. You wouldn't have had a Tiger Woods.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? That took a lot. You think them men were taking their kids to all white events.
Right.
To go through all kind of stuff because they seen stuff in their kids. I don't necessarily know if I've ever had that strong a vision with doing that. And that's a line of tote where, sometimes people think you're being foolish.
Again.
Slick said be nice.
Yeah, I guess we have to play the devil's advocate. Was he pushing his dreams on them to make to what he thought they should be and not necessarily what they were? But if he hadn't, they wouldn't be where they are today. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, had he not pushed, they wouldn't be Venus, Serena, and Tiger Woods. But was he pushing what he saw or what he wished?
Well, and that's a fair point because it may not even be a point of being his dream.
Right.
It's just be like, okay, I see this, and the vision may not be what you want for them. The vision may be like, okay, I see it, but we got to go through that to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. So when we start thinking about how do you decide what path to send your kids, again, that first one we just talked about, just parent exposure, knowing certain things, just as far as your life, your education, whatever. Another thing is too, the second one I do think, just somewhat your kid's talent.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in the damn room and you got this kid that they can't they can't read, they failing in math.
Right.
You walk in the room and they playing Mozart.
Right.
What the hell going
And that
on?
happens a lot.
You walking down the hall, you hear somebody singing like a jaybird.
Right.
And they've been cutting up in school and doing all this other kind of stuff. Where the hell it came from?
I mean, you think about kids who has a 189 IQ, who geniuses and can't pass the test to say they lied.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. This kid had been sitting at home the whole time, ain't did nothing. You take him out there, football practice, boom, 100 yards. What the hell going on? What the hell going on?
Right.
You ain't worked the kid at all in the yard, and they had the basketball game hitting all the shots.
Right.
What the hell? So that kid talent can, change a lot of stuff. You start, like I said, you hear this singing and stuff, and we ain't winning no chorus. I don't know where they get that from.
Right.
And you sitting there looking at it just like, and now you in your thing, you looking at them. Your kid just you see things. Your kid just in front of all these folks, confident, giving speeches and talking to people and stuff. Your kid done bought a little. You ain't had no money. I'm about a little cheap little watercolor set, and they paint and drawing all these pictures.
Right.
Stuff coming from, and you're noticing a talent that your child has.
Right.
And you sitting there like, whoa.
Right.
And now you sitting there like, now
that's real.
I see you fast.
Mm-hmm.
Let me push this behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I see you can draw. I can do this, that, and that. Now, what people don't understand, help me out with it, lad. What is it?
You stuff out that talent.
No. What was the thing we say, the hobby and the career?
Right.
The hobby.
Right.
What you say? Make the
hobby your career. And make the career. I mean, make the hobby. You want your career to be something that you love, basically, which is like your hobby, I guess. But you can make your hobby make you money and make your career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That wasn't quite it what you had said that time. It's gonna come to me.
Right. Okay.
It's gonna come to me. But to that point, I'm saying what I want to get at is when you see your child with a certain talent, it may just be something they like doing.
Right.
But now they wanna do. Right. Make sense?
I get what you're saying.
And that's the thing about it. They like hooping, but they don't want to put the commitment to try to work for a scholarship.
And that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
When I said stuff out there, talent, because you see, you like, oh man, he can dunk, he hitting all the threes. Let me push him towards this, and then when you start pushing him, he start failing and missing shots and everything because it's too much pressure for him. He didn't want to do it leisurely.
Gotcha.
It's not something he wanted to do he hadn't put any thought into it as that being a career or being his future. He just put thought into it. I'm having fun. I mean, the kid painting, he might just like to paint. He don't want to think about, he don't want to think about making $1 million pictures. He want to paint. If he want to paint a bunch of X's and O's on there, that's what he want to do.
Straight therapeutic.
Right.
Straight therapeutic.
Right.
I ain't thought nothing about monetizing or whatever.
Right.
And that's where I think we got a real tight line to kind of to do it. Yeah. Because I see it a lot, when we have these prodigies. Mm-hmm. You see a lot in athletics, because again, I can look at it from my perspective. With Torrin, my oldest son played football at Vanderbilt. Torrin's always a great athlete, but you talking about in my 20s, I didn't have so much exposure that I do now. Like, that's what I was looking at. Okay, that's the way we're gonna be able to get them. Mm-hmm. I didn't know all the things I knew from just from academics. PJ got a military scholarship. I just didn't know. Right. So I went balls to the wall, putting all my investments into football training, track training. Mm-hmm. All my kids are excellent students. Mm-hmm. So I didn't shy away from that. But as far as the pathway, it went to what I knew and what I was comfortable with. Mm-hmm. My thing was that was to get you there to school. Now, what you go to school for is on you.
On you.
Exactly. But I didn't know other ways to go about everything. So that going back to you noticing it and you saying to yourself, look, son, this is the way we can do this. And I think a lot of parents kind of go, it's just, but now you said that you got to be realistic. Do my child want to make the commitment to go further with this?
Right.
So like I said,
Put into it.
yeah, because just because your child's a good football player, good basketball player, or they can play the horn real good as a child, that don't mean they want to be a musician.
Right.
That don't mean they want to be a football player. They just like going out there playing.
Right.
Fun.
Right.
They don't want to have no hard
Responsibility.
structured commitments to
Right.
that. If we got to go get up and do this, all kind of stuff like that, I don't know. And it's real. That's a real funky, situation.
Mhm.
My thing was I was very adamant with, especially with touring. Hell, PJ too. I ain't got the money.
So you're right.
Shit.
You gotta make it happen.
You know,
Make it work.
and it doesn't make sense if you got this talent for us to be trying to get student loans
Mhm.
and you buried in student loans and you ask them to go ahead and make some tackles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, and I still feel that kind of way, but I just know the only difference now, I know different ways to go about it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That's why I said that whole exposure piece.
Presentation would be different.
Exactly. So there were things I probably could have did differently. There were some things I stressed over with doing it. In that situation, I probably was most of the fathers that I knew were kind of going into it like how I was,
Mhm.
not from an age perspective, but just that situation, just from athletics. Like now, I've actually I'm on the other side
Okay.
where I can sit there and
Talk.
kind of I can give folks game.
Mhm.
But I will say the reason why my kids got to where they are is because I did talk to people that was in situations that I aspired to be in. Hey man, how did y'all do that? What you do right? What you do wrong?
Mhm.
If you go back in time, what have you changed? Same thing I do with business, man. With your kids, and they
Right.
can give me some game with that. Some you can make applicable to your situation. Some that probably ain't gonna work with mine.
Mhm.
But I did go about asking people. I just got a bigger database of people that I can ask now.
Oh, okay.
With doing it, because I always say, I mean this in a bad way, but it's being a real way. I don't even know if my kids listening or not. Your first kid kind of like I say your F up kid,
Yeah.
because you don't get a blueprint and everything first thing.
That's your test.
Yeah, you ain't did no trial and error.
That's your test.
You know.
Right there.
But typically, your first one kind of be a little closer to you because y'all done went through some stuff together.
Mhm.
But that is really your F up kid because you didn't know.
Right.
You can kind of go back. Hey, I don't need to fuss about this. I don't need to stress about this.
Mhm.
I probably need to be a little bit more hard on this.
Right.
And you can kind of learn. But with your first one, you don't really know.
Right.
So you have to do a lot of trial and error, whole lot of testing with that first child.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I think a lot of time people go into. So you looking at that, just knowing that again, the exposure that you may have or what but also looking at the actual talent. We start thinking about how to choose paths. Those kind of things. It's a funky slope
Uh-huh.
because again, your child can display a certain IQ or aptitude, but you point that might not like school.
And school they might be terrible in school.
You might got you a old damn Rain Man kid. 45, 35, 65, 55, shit. I mean, hell, he's saying every damn thing, but his ass can't tie his shoe. 45, 65.
Right. He can add up numbers like never before.
What the hell?
But can't match colors
Yeah.
to save his life.
And the counselor say he ain't autistic because I
Right.
can't get my check.
Right.
So I don't know what the hell going on. They won't get my check. I done had him tested 3 damn times. He can't even fail the autistic test.
Right.
So
Got something through.
Shit, I guess he's just dumb and stupid.
Woe is me.
I heard a chick say that he couldn't pass the failed autistic test. I done heard this shit. I done heard it all. She wanted that check, boy.
She wanted to check back.
Poor fella.
Right.
Poor fella. But just looking at that particular thing, that determined a lot of stuff, Lab. That exposure and the kids' talent and stuff. Hey guys, again, a nice show. We're talking about which is the best path to steer your kids in, be it college, military, a job. What pathway? We want to have a discussion with you guys. Anybody leaving the comments? Anybody jumping in?
They saying, hey,
Everybody saying, hey, hey guys, listen, y'all can use screen code names and stuff like that. If you got any questions about pathways, because we all, especially your parent, we all have to go down this pathway. And I'm just telling y'all guys, and forget this disclaimer. I'm not a big proponent. I'm not a big proponent and ask my damn children what you want to do.
Oh, I'll go get it.
Y'all know I ain't big on that. Cause they don't know what the hell they want to damn do.
I'm gonna say, do they get a choice?
Kids want to do what they think is probably the path to least resistance.
Or what makes them feel good.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, what you want to do? I want to go to school for this. I want to go to school for that. Then they get to school, they take a class, and totally don't want to do it no more.
Right.
Change their major, which is very common. But you don't sit here and try to go through all these different things and pick the school because they got the best nursing program. Pick the school because they got the best engineering program. And then they get in there with some real damn engineering students that are walking down calculators.
Right.
And you sitting in there with all these Asians and Indians.
Right.
That are answering questions at a rapid pace. No, hell no, allegedly.
I know. Shit. When I was in college, they was whoa.
Let me tell you something. I got a finance degree, which is probably economics and decision science. Them are the hardest business degrees you can have. And I was maybe every blue moon only black guy.
Right.
And it maybe once or twice I might have seen a white guy, a white person, period. Nothing. Asians, Indians, and Africans. When I say math gurus, now again, they don't have, we start going into soft skills. That's why you see a lot of times they're not really personal, you're not functioning with other people. So they'll be kind of like, bottled in or penciled in a certain position, analytical jobs, stuff like that, where they just got to actually computer all day. But, again, you start talking about you want to be these engineers and you don't have the math base to do that. And, it sounds good because they smart in school. And what I think a lot of times, exactly. Yeah, your kid can color the line. People find out real quick what real smart is.
Right.
Real damn smart. When you get around them, you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Huh? I see that all the time in taxis. The couples come in. Well, this is my wife, and she do all the kind of, she's smart and all that. Okay, so she handle that. Get to talking to the wife, you be like, you ain't too much smart here, that.
One of y'all here.
Yeah, I guess she the one that can cut the computer on.
Oh, okay.
And you the one can start the car. So but man, two of y'all.
Right.
God, damn. Shit. What the hell? Oh, the hell you get your kind of smart from? Both of y'all rocks.
I'm saying he's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, he's smart 2.0.
Right.
Yeah, she coloring the line.
Right.
She coloring the line. He coloring on his shirt.
She was advanced.
Yeah. Shit.
She ate the good with the spoon. He ate the good with his hand.
There you go.
Right.
No, man, but seriously, I do think that the amount of time that you do spend kind of like really looking at certain options, with what your kids can do. My advice, what I always told parents, and it was advice I got a while back, was help your kids just find a school they like and they're comfortable with. And that's been the advice I've been giving with my children while we visit these colleges. Because if you take one class and you don't like it, you want to change your major, make sure you're cool here.
Yeah, I think the school also plays a good role. Like if they are going, we're talking about college, military, and job. If they're going to college, the college plays a big role. Because my story was, I came down here for college to go to Morehouse. I knew I was going to be a Morehouse man, but the atmosphere wasn't conducive for me.
Gotcha.
So I had to go back to Chicago and go to University of Illinois because that's what I knew. That's where I was from. So I knew that area. When I got down here to go to college, I didn't know the area. The whole atmosphere was totally different, and I don't think it was conducive for my learning. I probably wouldn't have graduated had I stayed in Morehouse.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I remember I was at the gym one time. It was a brother, kind of like, I was on a treadmill. He was on a treadmill next to me. This years ago. And he was telling me how his daughter was going in the Navy. And he was just like, okay, cool. I'm from military, so, I was just talking. And he said something that kind of struck me. He said, "Yeah, I told her going in the Navy because it made no sense to go to college." He said, "Why?" I'm telling her, "Why would you go into college and graduate? You got all these student loans, you can't get no job, and now you're gonna owe these folks. Why don't you just go in the military and just you can retire from there?" And I thought that was a perspective, but I thought that was just such a narrow ass perspective.
Mhm.
But the brother was speaking from what he knew, which
Right.
was clearly nothing,
Right.
but that was a
What he
comfortable,
thought he knew.
yeah, and that was a comfortable path for him.
Mhm.
But sometimes your path that's comfortable for you to look at may be kind of like to the detriment of your child.
Is it a path or is it a gravel road? Because if he's just look, he hasn't expanded it in. He hasn't looked at all different types of paths: gravel, asphalt, cement. I mean, it's all the paths could be different. I get what he's saying about the military and the student loans, but also he could have, like I said earlier, you go to the military, let them pay for his college. You don't necessarily have to make a career out of the military. You just
Mm-hmm.
going to get college paid for and moving on. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? It could be a strategy that way too, as well.
yeah.
So, all how you look at things.
The but when you look at it, it still got to be stemmed if you know any damn thing about it.
Right.
That's the key component. Because like I told the brother, I say I didn't want to get into it because people, that's a touchy subject.
Right. Right.
Unless you kind of if I know you,
Like you know him for a
yeah,
while.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, you don't think she could have went to school or maybe did ROTC, or but he gave me a look. I knew he didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So that's why I say sometimes when we give advice, I try to with my children. I'm not saying I'm damn. I think I do okay, but I'm not saying my way is the right way. But I try to make sure before I open my mouth with my children giving advice, I'm making the most informed bit of advice that I
You can.
can.
Right.
And I can tell my kids what I want you to do, what I think is good, but I'm also gonna lay out everything. Now, if you choose this what come along with it.
Mhm.
And if you choose what you're doing, what you think about doing, that problem come along with it.
Mhm.
Now, if you can handle that, cool. What I'm telling you, you gotta deal with this.
Right.
Not saying one more easy or whatever, but everything when we talk about consequences ain't always excuse my negative thing. It's just the result
Right.
of certain things
Of your
happening.
actions. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what the pathway. And I just remember that brother saying that. I was just looking like, I guess that's a perspective, because he was just so adamant. Nah, don't go to school. Don't go to school. Like
He may be
shit.
just talking about something he heard
Because at the end of the day,
watching the news, or just bits and pieces of stuff.
well, and the thing of it is too, you got to be realistic about. Just say you don't get the education or a certain certificates of training. At the end of the day, I always tell people, if you don't want to get your education, you pay for that. You'll end up paying for somebody else's.
Hmm.
That being, if you need an attorney, if you need a doctor, if you need architect, some
Somebody
person,
went to school for that.
yeah, you gonna pay for some square where it was evident. But I always say, just kind of put yourself in a position as a parent to get as informed as possible,
Hmm.
so you can try to make some kind of informed decision. Again, tonight's show we're talking about what's the path to steer my kids in, be it college, job, military, or whatever. Um, I think what helps determine a lot of that also, when we start talking about what parents do. Just say if you want to help your kids, you know, going down a certain path. What a big determinant is also how comfortable you are, your comfort level of parent with the unknown. And what I mean by the comfort level of parent with the unknown is um, be a factor of your child. How much of a factor will be your child doing something that you're not familiar with?
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
if I'm
Okay.
from a strong academic background, and I just say, nah, I ain't with you really getting hurt playing football, this,
Hmm.
that, and that. And your kid is a hell of an athlete.
Right.
But I seen them, woo, I don't want woo, woo, woo,
Right.
woo. The
Right.
mamas out there, they jumping all on my baby. Or the coach, hey boy, you ain't mad, da, 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 da.
Right.
I ain't
Right.
cursing your kid, coaching your kid, but talking in a stern way.
Hmm.
People ain't comfortable with it.
Hmm.
Your child, like I said, on the keys, playing, being a prodigy. They heard the music on the radio.
You can
They've
repeat it.
had no formal
Play it.
training, playing it. Get off that damn piano. You spend all that damn time on that piano. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. You ain't gonna
So
be practicing.
yeah, and as a parent, could you be okay? Because sometimes was that lean on me or whatever when the guy was his son trying to go to school and the daddy was like, I just work and I ain't did nothing and you ain't gonna be nothing. I can't remember.
I
It was,
remember.
it
I
was,
remember.
it was one of
I
those.
remember the
It,
saying, but I can't
they've,
remember the
they've
movie.
they've had it in so many black movies
Right, right,
where the
right,
father ain't nothing
right.
and he telling his son ain't
You
gonna
ain't
be
gonna be
nothing.
nothing. Right.
Damn. You're
My
like they
daddy wasn't nothing.
only they had the same
I ain't
damn yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
And you ain't gonna
You're
be
like they got the
nothing.
same damn writer on all these movies.
And they all got the same
Yeah.
damn daddy.
Yeah, the black daddy can't do nothing. God damn. Boy, I tell you. The hell on slab.
Right.
But just knowing that, hey, listen, I ain't really pushing no academics. Why you gonna go to school, do that? You go get, like I said, you go down with a Ford plan. I remember vividly, and I don't think nobody meant no harm to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember vividly when I was getting out of the army, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to school. And they're like, oh man, you come on down here to a neighbor worked at a federal prison.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling this man, I'm finna ready to go to school.
Right.
He said, man, well, look, we making this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, in my mind, and I thank God I'm the way I am, man, if I go to school, I can still go to that and damn probably make double.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Had another cousin that was working at Ford.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, now I'm finna go to school. But kid, that just was seem like I think I think it was damn near like stupid to them.
Yeah.
Why you
Like
gonna do that? You can make
make
this
money
money
right
now.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, I go back to my way of thinking. If you're gonna go down that pathway of working, it's gonna come to some point. You're gonna have because I remember when I was working at John Wheeling Homes. I was working when I first got out of the army, and a lot of brothers and solid man, real good guys. That was a great job for me there when I first got out, and especially for me being so young, real solid older guys. But they would always hit that same brick road. Well, they want to hire the white boy and put the white boy over me,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't that they had to put out the white boy over you. One of the minimum requirements was a degree.
Right.
The issue came with that was, and I thought then, and I said it in the break room, but everybody looked at me like, "Shut up."
Of
Was,
course.
hey man, they give y'all tuition reimbursement. If you know you been here 7, 8 years, why don't y'all go to school and they pay it back?
Right.
If you know you have some kind of longevity with this organization, if you know it's gonna come up at some point, and you want to get operations manager, director, or da 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 da, go get your degree.
Fill that void.
Yeah, and they paying for it.
Right.
Shout dog, ain't nobody got time. He's coming. Shout dog, ain't nobody got time for that.
I just been here long enough to know I know this job back and forth.
Because if you want to be there for another 3 or 4 years, then what they take, nobody got time. They gonna take 3 or 4 years to get a degree. But if you're gonna be there,
What's the point?
well, exactly, what difference did it make?
Right.
So, but that's the kind of thing I don't think a lot of time people want to think, but people kind of push stuff off from accountability standpoint. So I think a lot of times parents that decide, we talking about, what path to go. How okay are you with them doing something totally different?
Mm-hmm.
This joke here want to ride skateboards. I remember that interview Tony Hawk did, where his dad was like, all his dad's friends like, why you letting the dude skateboard and all this other kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And he said dad didn't really trip on him too tough.
Yeah, he supported him.
Yeah, and you look forward, then you got a multi-million-dollar company. I would hope that I could be that kind of open with my children on something that I'm totally foreign with.
Right.
With doing that. That in that instance it worked, but sometimes it may not necessarily work out like that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes as parents, you gotta be like, damn, I hope I can be that open minded, listen.
Right.
Another thing is who people listen to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got a circle of partners where I can kick out man stuff and everything. Hey man, what's going on? My brother Chris tuning in, man.
What's going on, Chris?
Hey Chris, man. Hey, I'm glad you're tuning in, bro.
That's right.
We gonna want Chris to know, my brother Chris BMU. We're gonna do a back to school thing, man. So I just want to give you the heads up, let you know that, man. We're gonna have back to school thing going, Chris. So we still on top of that, man. Me and April just talked earlier. So we all gonna do something for the back to school, brother. So BMU gonna be real active. We got that going, man. So I just want to let you know that. Glad you tuned in. So we all gonna have back to school drive. We putting everything out within the next week or so. So just want to give you the heads up on that, Chris. Appreciate you tuning in. But when we start talking about parents, another thing is who the parents gonna listen to,
Mm-hmm.
and that might be your partner, family members, this, that, and that. I wouldn't have them go do that. That's a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
You put your money behind that. too many people. They ain't, folks get fired all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a close family member of mine. They had the opportunity to go to a certain school. Another family member saying, well, if you go there, they send them kids to there. Yeah, do that for me, Chris. You hit me up, bro. Um, I had a close family friend member of mine. They went to that school and they got on drugs. So the parent decided not to do that. I I I, I seen a social media post. Me being in athletics, I seen a parent. Somebody posted. I don't know if it was a parent or a trainer. They were saying, "Why y'all gonna keep letting these trainers take your money?" And all these parents were tuning in. Yeah, why I won't waste my money on trainers? But in my mind, I'm looking at the other side of it. You as a parent want your child to get a 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 athletic scholarship, but you don't want to put no money behind it.
Right.
You want to pay somebody $20 to got your kid out there jumping through circles. Not saying that's a bad trainer,
Right.
but again, do you think you're gonna get the same kind of impact if you deal with somebody with a facility?
Right.
Now, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
That's
But if
right.
it's an issue you feel like it's too much, look what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You want something big. You can't have.
You see NFL, NBA dreams.
Yeah, you can't have big boy aspiration with little boy payouts.
Right.
That ain't how it go.
Right.
Right? They
You have to peel off a little bit.
hey, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, they ain't how it work.
Right.
So I just think that sometimes people have to be realistic about the outcomes that you want. That's some things got to go into it.
Mm-hmm.
So we start looking at that kind of stuff. What are you going to be? Who you listen to it? The teacher telling you, well, I don't think so. I think this may be a little different. I've had a lot of discussions over the years with my children's teachers and they vision or what they feel like my child was doing. I listen.
Mm-hmm.
Some I was like, okay, that's pretty good insight. Some are like, nah, no hell.
No, it ain't right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that none of them, for the most part, were trying to be negative or hinder my child. But again, I'm getting intel, I'm getting insight from them. I'm like, I might well go a different way. You got a friend of yours, a close family member, give you opinions and stuff like that. Might be some solid game. Damn, man, I wasn't even thinking about that. Right. Cool, I appreciate it. You can make it applicable to your situation. But if it's not, it's not. And you got to be very careful. Who you share stuff with, because everybody ain't gonna be
take advice from.
Exactly. Everybody gonna be for you, but I always say that. Now, if you my partner and you're giving me advice on my child, I know I'm listening to you because I know you're speaking out of love.
Right.
But I also got to be thinking, shit, he don't know no more about it than me.
Right. When was he up there last?
Now again, is this going to be advice for me to move or support advice while I'm kind of stressing about the decision I'm making?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So you got to kind of be thinking about that. And then another key component we start talking about just dealing with the unknown is how much support can you really give your kid? Mm-hmm. How much change you got?
Right.
How much can you pay for these tutors? Mm-hmm. Can you pay for the trainers? Can you pay for trips going around this place so they can go to these different camps or go, that being a football, track camp, a camp where they learn how to play the flute and all this other kind of stuff. This cheerleader competition. Do you got the money to be able to do it? The other side, do you got the time to be doing it? Yeah. Can you get off from work? Do you got people in your support system that can do this? So we start thinking about pathways, excuse me, to send our kids in. Ah, boy. Woo, that scotch. You start thinking about pathway to send your children in. You got to kind of take all this stuff in consideration. Because again, we got these big boy aspirations, but we got little boy capacity.
Exactly.
I ain't got the time or the money to make this stuff happen.
Right.
Or even sometimes the know-how to do it.
Or
you know what I'm saying?
What to start to get the help you need.
Exactly. So that's the thing about it. And we gotta be realistic. We want these outcomes to happen for us. Do we have it in us to do that? To even be able to go through that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things when we start doing it. It's very important. I think you take a lot of these things into consideration when we start doing that. Again, tonight show we're talking about what is the path I want to steer my kids in. This is Change Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. We stream live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. The main hub is the Change Lives YouTube channel, which is Change Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. We talk about everything from motivation, professional development, personal development, parenting, and a lot of other great stuff. Right. We got over 400 videos on the YouTube channel for Change Lives. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel, regardless of what platform you're looking at. Changing Line, hosted by your truly Deonte Burton, and you subscribe to the channel. Okay, make sure you do that. And guys,
hit that bell.
Yeah, hit that bell to get a notification each time we upload a new video.
Right.
So when we start looking at, we get to these points where our children are, we making these decisions for our children, we going down a certain path, and we kind of got maybe like a little blueprint of where we're able to go. Your kid decide to throw you a damn monkey wrench. And they say they want to go on a whole different path of what y'all done had to do. About. How you gonna handle it? We've been doing AAU basketball since you were damn 9. Now your ass 16, and you want to join the band.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time, huh?
I want my damn money back, mother. What?
I'm loving the trumpet, Dad. I'm loving the trumpet.
Yeah. And now they join the band, and next thing you know, they start doing a little mixing, a little beats, and now here's the deal. Yeah. You had that basketball path, and next thing you know, Gucci Mane hit your son up to make a beat.
Right.
And it's happened.
It's
happened, guys. But when they do something that you're not familiar with, but it's something they just picked up and they have success with and they love it, how would you react?
Right.
Because even sometimes when they have success, that don't necessarily mean that you cool with it.
Right.
But the wrong person cool. But at the end of the day, you got sometimes you still looking at it like, man, this is a damn trend. This is a gimmick. Mm-hmm. Look, man, I know you want to do that and it sounds cool. Because your child turn around and say, well, look, Dad, I just want to be a trader. I got me an Acorn account. I don't need to go to school, and I'm just gonna sit here and trade all day.
Right.
Some kids been super successful with it.
Right.
Some kids still in their mom and daddy basement, run up the damn electricity, and eating all their ramen.
I mean, you think about the kid who got $1 million baseball sports card collection, a couple of NFT collections. How good he got like a rookie card, a Jordan signed, and all that worth a couple, $2, $3, $4 million. But he been trading cards since he was little.
Yeah,
that's what he do.
Yeah, but even they doing a little, you probably seen that. We talking about they going on some shit. Y'all got a direction y'all going.
Been playing football since Pee Wee League,
and they just don't want to do it.
Right.
That shit, man. Woo. How would you? Woo.
All the cleats and shoulder pads and fees and everything, he just piled up in his bedroom saying, well, I need to get this back.
Mm-hmm. Y'all been doing all these chill competitions.
Since you a flautist now.
Mm-hmm. Chill competitions, the music recitals and stuff like that. Now they want to join the football team because they can go any kind of way. Now, what do you mean you want to do that? You're gonna hurt your hand, and we need you playing the damn piano. All kind of, it can go all kind of different ways. Right. And as a parent, you just sitting there like, what? Because like I said, the younger they are, the more what you got? Control. Right. And the older they get, the less control, because now they're thinking for themselves. They're forming opinions for themselves. Exactly. Outside influences. Right. You know what I'm saying? You boys, you got something called girls. And we know, hey,
when you playing the heart.
And we all know. I ain't gonna say that word to start with a P. It's right. Undefeated.
Right.
You can't compete with it, Daddy. You can't do it, Mama.
She like when I play this saxophone. I need to be a saxophonist.
Yeah. They don't start rapping. The girls like it.
Right.
Nah, Daddy, I ain't trying to do that no more, man. Nah, Daddy, my name is Slice. Slice. Mama, that's my stage name, Dad. I would appreciate you call me Slice.
Oh boy.
If you want to say MC before it, that's cool, but I'm Slice.
I'm Slice now.
Slice your mother.
Yeah. All my videos on YouTube getting million views.
There you go. There you go. And I'm telling you, man, I met a brother that was a friend of mine. His son in California, he all on YouTube dancing. Mm-hmm. And he said, man, this kid is making over $100,000 a month. Mm-hmm. And they all dancing. I pulled the kid up. He had over 400,000 subscribers. He said that boy was making over $100,000 a month doing them dancing videos and stuff like that. I never heard of the kid before, but did it. But man, come on now. He said that kid went to school one semester, dropped out. He said the mother was going crazy. The dad was just like, screw it, I can't talk to him no more. He said, well, how can I say something to my son and he making more money than me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's what we say when they start going on them pathways, like, I don't know. But your kids gonna do that. That's a funky spot to be in.
Right, right.
That's a funky spot to be in, Lamb.
His zeros is more than your
But
zeros.
but I will say this, and I go back to my golden rule: we can argue opinions all we want, but we can't argue results.
Mhm,
So if that child doing something, doing, you like, hey man, look, I might need to respect the game and try to learn a little bit to see what's going on,
mhm.
to see if it's something off longevity, see
Right.
if it's just a trend or a fad.
Or sit back and hope it fails.
Yeah, but you don't
And
want
they can go down the path I had chosen for them.
to. You crazy. So then when you come up to the point where we talking about, so in essence, how would you mentor your kids to actually we start talking about what direction they go in? And the first thing I would say is be straightforward with them. If this is on a path that you have experience with or you've done research with, you try to get people to come in and help them, or it's something that's totally foreign, be straight up with them. Man, I don't know what the hell this is, boy, but I see you doing okay.
See
But
you on
you
YouTube.
know,
What's YouTube?
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Be straight up with them. Like, man, I listen. I've done this. I know this.
Uh-huh.
Your uncle did this. You need to talk to him about that.
Right.
I'm clueless,
Right.
but bro, I see you doing okay. I'm here. Kind of keep me in the loop because at the end of the day, you're not necessarily gotta be all this safety net to catch kids every time they
Right.
fall, but you want to also be in some kind of position where you can still help and get some kind of gain.
You don't want to catch, but you want to push.
Exactly,
Little bit.
because you might not necessarily be the one that can give them uh, professional advice
Mhm.
or business advice, but you still can give them what life advice. And they probably experience some things you never done before.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of things that you may have done or encountered that have nothing to do with what the career path or life path they're doing.
Mhm.
Be it women, be it drugs, be it, what I'm saying, acquiring certain stuff, dealing with different stressors and stuff like that the society and the world bring upon your kid, that while they're still on that path of what they're doing, you still got experience with it. So you don't want to be so much where you'll run folks off the way you think, run especially your children. You want to be a situation where they always still feel they can come back and holler at you.
Come to you.
You know
Talk
what I'm
to you about
saying?
it. Right.
Real
Right.
talk now. And I still say go back. If you can't do it, try to seek mentors and other people. They can help them give them some game to make them, where they can make informed decision by themselves. And don't blow them off.
Don't blow them off.
Don't blow them off.
Because they're going to seek advice from somewhere else that might not be the right advice.
Hey man.
You know, you be dancing, he be like, well, take this right here. You might dance a little bit longer, a little bit faster. You get what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, man. You get like in wrong advice for the wrong person.
Right, right.
I remember little young Poochie started itching. I'm going to my buddies. I couldn't go home and ask.
Right.
And I'm shaving stuff, getting Blue Star ointment, setting myself on fire.
Wrong advice.
Well, I could have went and got a little shampoo prescription
Right.
to do it. Hit the like button if you understand you've been down that journey before. Real West Side Warrior. Big shout out. What that Grady Clinic? You had to go down there and go down. You had to go down to Grady. And they're like a part in itself. And get your crab shampoo.
Oh,
Everybody that tried the Blue Star.
I heard about the Grady Clinic before.
Yeah, you go down there, boy. You be in there on fire, still trying to get phone numbers.
Birds like a mug. Birds like a
yeah,
mug.
boy.
Like a mug.
That Blue Star ain't gonna do you right.
Oh.
So make sure parents you don't never close the door, cause you be like somebody I know personally. Yeah, and I'm like, man, bro, that thing don't work.
Say $19.
19. I'll be damned. I see all us for proud alumni.
$10 a visit to the clinic.
Boy, we crazy here.
That's them West Side Warriors
there
right
you,
there.
there you go. There you go, man. And the war wounds. But in conclusion with everything, I do want to just say this with all parents. And we start talking about, what path steer your kids in, for life and everything, for life, profession, whatever they do. Besides if they want to go work, they don't want to go to college, they want to go to work, they want to go to school, they want to go in the military. Man, love and support your children the best way you can. I ain't say the right way. I ain't say the wrong way. The best way you can. And Gene would have like, look, this we're doing it because the best way you can still may sit wrong with you in the decision they make. But you don't never want to lose your kids because you so stuck on where you want to do things. Now, if they doing wrong, they're doing wrong.
Right.
If they doing stupid, they doing stupid. But keep in mind, stupid is probably a subjective word.
Right.
So
very hard.
Yeah, but it's nothing uncommon. All of us that went through that, we have a direction and a vision we want our children to go in, and they go in a whole different damn direction.
Right.
But they still our kids. They still our kids. We still gotta love them and everything. So I want to just put that on everybody to make sure you do that. Support your kids, love your kids, because they are kids, right? And listen, guys, I want to tell you guys, thanks for all the love and support. Again, I'm Deonte Burton. Our show is Changing Lives. Again, it's Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. Make sure you get to that YouTube channel, Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the videos on there. Like I said, it's over 400 videos. Also, make sure you hit that bell to get a notification each time we upload another video. Be back next week with Mr. Short Dollar. Make sure you're looking at both channels, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Check out both channels, subscribe to both channels, take advantage of all the great information we have on both channels. I love you guys. Be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.